Let's welcome him to the program, 93.1 The Ticket, and Ryan Lindley. Thanks for joining us, Ryan. How are you doing? Have you warmed up your arm yet to do some bowling?
I'll see what I can do, but I think I do better on the football field than on the bowling lanes.
Having been around some of the bowl festivities that the folks here at the Humanitarian Bowl put on, that's always a popular event with the kids from the East. The East Coast kids just bowl like crazy. Most of the West Coast kids, I feel, don't spend much time indoors bowling. If it was a surfing contest, you may dominate.
I don't know if I do that either, but yeah, I don't know if California's a big bowling state.
No, I don't think so. Nevada is. Ryan, 3,800 yards, 28 touchdowns. You're going to hear that. I know that's not the first time you've heard it. Maybe today it is, but you're going to hear that so many more times. And the coaching staff changes, but something else has to be in your other ear, and that may be how you're going to improve upon that. And we'll talk about the inexperienced group of receivers you got to throw to. But just for you personally, how do you improve on what you did last year?
I think for you look in and you kind of reevaluate and things that you do well and things that you kind of struggle with or, you can do better. And with everybody, whether you're a receiver, DB, lineman, you always want to get bigger, faster, stronger, improve yourself in that aspect. But I think at the quarterback position for me, I just saw a lot of it was footwork, defensive recognition, stuff you can see getting in the film room, but just kind of being quicker and getting your footwork down to where you put yourself in a position to make plays.
So easy to say that you want to improve your footwork and improve the mechanics, and then to lose a coaching staff and a guy like Al Borges. Talk about the changes and what it's going to be like for you adjusting, and you probably already have, to new leadership.
Yeah, it's something we've gotten used to, the senior class. It's the third time around, and to be honest with you, I always like to look at things in a positive light, and for me, it's just, getting with Coach Ludwig and everything he's brought to the table, it's a chance for me to be able to pick somebody else's brain about the game of football. And he's got a ton of things that he's coaching us up on and some awesome schemes that he's going to draw up come fall, and we're really excited about it.
Visiting with Ryan Lindley, the talented quarterback for San Diego State, who is in Las Vegas, awaiting the beginning of the Mountain West Conference Media Days. He's joining Cajun Radio here on Idaho Sports Talk on 93.1 The Ticket. So, back to this inexperienced receiver situation. Now, before these two kids go down with knee injuries last week, it was going to be a task to get on the same page. Now, what's it like, Ryan?
Yeah, that's a tough thing for both of them. And for two guys that you just got to feel for them. They were getting ready to come on the scene and get some action and get some playing time. And, that's what we all love to do, is get on the field and play. And it's a tough deal for them. But, we got to deal with what we got, and you got to run with who you got. And that's basically what we're going to do. We're going to go into fall camp in 2 weeks and see what we have, so you can go out there and make plays and who's going to work hard. And that's really what it's all about. And especially at the receiver position, you're going to miss guys like DeMarco and VJ, but we're just looking for disciplined guys that are come in and work hard.
Hey, Ryan, last year you guys obviously took great steps in your program, and the program has grown great over the last couple of years. But the losses last year were to the marquee teams on your schedule, the Missouris, the BYUs, TCU, and Utah. To get to that next level, and I don't know what your team goals are, if you've even decided on those yet, how is this team going to get better and go to that next step?
I think consistency is the biggest thing. And, we lost all those games. They were tight and they were close, and we all know that there's things we could have done better. And it's just up to us to be consistent and kind of close out games and just be able to, regardless of who we're playing, really, in the game of football and college football, there's so much parity that it comes down to you executing game in and game out and every week. And we just know if we go out and play our best football, we'll put ourselves in a position to do that.
Ryan, we visited with Coach Borges, who spent some time here at Boise, and both Mike and I and the fans here listening are very familiar with him. And he said the toughest thing at San Diego was just instilling a winning attitude. How have you and the rest of the leaders of this team made sure that attitude sticks?
Yeah, I think it's a process, and I think we took a step last year with what we did, but it's going to take even more to kind of solidify that, or like you guys are saying, just keep that winning attitude and keep that mentality up, and it's really all about discipline when it comes down to it. And football is a game of discipline, game of inches, and it's up to the older guys, the seniors, juniors that have played a lot to kind of keep guys going and teach these young guys how to play football.
Ryan, you've been in this conference long enough. You've had to roll around with TCU, Utah, and BYU. 2 of those 3 have moved on. and one remains just for a year. A new entrant in Boise State comes in. Handicap all this for us as a quarterback looking out there having to get used to a new defense and then seeing some old ones leave. What's it like?
Yeah, I think especially going into my fourth year playing and fifth year in college, you get to the point where you kind of have a good feel for what everybody's doing. And we kind of got that with most of the teams. And we'll see and we'll study film on Boise when it comes time to do that. But, it's the same thing. You game plan every week and it's a little easier, like you said, with conference opponents when you can kind of gauge what you did last year and see what works, what didn't. But, game in, game out, week in, week out, you just got to go out and play.
Brian, what about any relationship with a Kellen Moore in any of those Elite 11 camps as counselors or any other places you guys would have ever run into each other? Maybe you've talked to him here. And what are your thoughts about his game? Yeah,
actually, I just got a chance to meet him last week at the Elite 11, and great guy. And obviously, you have to respect his play, and he's done a great job. He's a winner, and he really makes things happen. He's a great quarterback and a real good guy. I got a chance to meet him and hang out with him for the last week, and a good dude and a good person.
Well, just assess then, I guess, at the end of the day, the changing of the guard in this conference and how this is shaped and how you think San Diego State fits into this picture, Ryan, with TCU leaving and the Fresnos and Nevadas and Hawaii's coming in and Boise State with this whack flair. What do you think this conference is going to look like?
I think it's on the way up. Utah's done well, and BYU is also a good program. But I think with the teams we got coming in, obviously with Boise coming in, they're hot right now, and they've done very well. Coach Peterson's got a great squad up there. But especially with Fresno, Nevada, Hawaii coming in, I think it's going to be a top to bottom. That it should be a BCS class.
Ryan, thank you once again for joining us. Look forward to seeing you face to face there at the Red Rock. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Ryan Lindley, San Diego State quarterback.